Good morning, everybody. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Kerry Pope here. Give time for the audience to build. It's an interesting title today. After use, throw away. Throw away after use. Throw away after use. And so, give time for the audience to build. I promise you this is going to be something that is going to bless you. I want you to think about what I'm going to say this morning. Good morning, Katie. God bless you, Sister Sims. God bless you this morning. All right, so as we build this audience, say good morning to me. I'm sitting in my truck, so my view is a little different. I got a different thing that I used to hold my phone. Hey, Aisha, God bless you. After use, throw away. And so as you come on, say good morning, give time for the audience to build. I hope everybody's doing well. I try to come on at least now 3 times a week. So this is my first one for the week because I've been working. And I'm actually working now, sitting here waiting on my next customers and clients. But I want to talk to you about after use, throw away after use. And I think this message will help someone today tremendously. We are finishing now. Today is the first official day of no more commercials concerning the election, the runoff, the Senate. And I want to talk a bit about what I gathered from Herschel Walker and then how does it apply to us to throw away after use. After use, throw away. After use, throw away. Hey, Sister Ballard, God bless you. And so before Herschel Walker got into this Senate race, we all here in Georgia knew of him as the great running back for the 1980 Georgia Bulldogs. He, went on to play some professional football, and then he kind of faded away from the scenes as far as in that arena. And then it was thrown around a few years when President Trump was in office about putting Herschel Walker as the Senate. And what was disturbing for me as an African-American man is that you chose someone who was way unqualified, very uneducated, and they used him. They used him as a pawn to come into this race to, in a sense, paint a certain picture of who we are. And what's sad about it is not the fact that he almost won. It's the fact that he was used, and today he's thrown away. Throw away after use. Herschel Walker is no longer going to be viewed in the light that we had come to know him here in the state of Georgia. All his dirt has been exposed. He's looked upon now as a very, very unfit candidate. But the sad part about it was he was used. Now he's thrown away. How many people right now, if you look at your own life, you're being used and possibly getting ready to be thrown away, if not have been thrown away? People use you for whatever avenue or goal or thing they have in mind. And once they get what they want or it fails, then you get thrown away. He's waking up this morning worse position than he was before he even got into the race. And the people, the Ted Cruz's, the Lindsey Graham's, the very people that was pushing him, Donald Trump's, they're going on with their lives. Ted Cruz awakes this morning as a senator. Lindsey Graham was awakened as a senator. He's not looked upon now as someone who is horrible, even though we already know how we feel about them. But Herschel Walker, a black man, someone who had no business running for anything, is waking up not just defeated, but humiliated. I saw a video yesterday. One of my clients I picked up said, did you see the video where he talked about someone called him a coon? And he stated that coons are one of the most smartest animals there are. And I was so offended because, number one, God bless you, Teresa, good morning. Black people have been called coons forever. It goes with the N-word. Coon is just like the N-word. But to turn around and say that a coon is a smart animal, that you try to take something degrading and make it positive or put a spin on it, that, no, you're being used, sir. You are being used. You are called what you've always been viewed upon as a coon. And then you turn around and try to make it sound positive. You can't take crap and make it smell good. Good morning, Kevin. Poop doesn't smell good. Crap doesn't smell good. And I don't care. To be humiliated, to be used. And now, you're right, Sister Ballard. She said he was not intelligent enough to realize that they used him to represent the way they stereotype us, just to be puppets for them. Exactly. But the sad part about it this morning is, for the rest of his life, until he takes his last breath, he's going to be viewed upon as the worst candidate ever to run for office. And all of his personal business that we did not know about is now known. And although I thank God he did not win, it's something that we got to pay attention to that's happening and has always happened, is that people are used and then thrown away after use. And I want us to pray for him today that he doesn't go over the edge or do something crazy. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know how I would feel this morning if I was to wake up. That's right, Kevin, upon. If I was to wake up defeated, all of America is really speaking against me. My own people who I, quote unquote, was being elected to represent. He was never being elected to represent us as Georgia, black African Americans in Georgia. He was never going to represent me. I am an educated black man. I am someone who understands the system. I'm someone who follows politics. I'm someone who understands, have grown up in Georgia, so I understand how you can be used, because I've seen it. But to see someone to be used in the way that he has been, and to stand by people who are calling you things behind your back, but yet smiling. To see the meme of him between Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham, and then underneath it, they compare him to Eddie Murphy being between the two brothers on Trading Places. And if you remember, Eddie Murphy was dumb, uneducated, just some bum on the street that they were using him as a pawn to come against Wall Street. Now, I want us today, throw away after use, to really look at your life and look at things around you and ask the question, am I being used? Am I really being, are things in my life right now, am I being a pawn for someone who's, using me or getting the best out of me, but yet they really don't want that? Throw away after use. Hey, what's up, Will? God bless you, cuz. To see Herschel Walker last night get up and give his concession speech, I saw a man who realized he messed up. Not just in various ways from, his own, characteristics and flaws or his character, but allowing himself to be used to represent a position, to represent a seat, that you would allow yourself in all of your, indignation, to allow yourself in all of your past flaws to now be put on Front Street. And now he's waking up this morning defeated, but more or less his character is never going to be the same. I hate it for him. I do. I wish that as an African-American man that he had never put himself out there, because I'm going to tell you something. When I looked at the state of Georgia last night and they showed the pockets of what our state looks like as far as red Republicans and blue Democrats, I'm looking at the major cities, Atlanta, Fulton County, DeKalb County, Savannah, all these places where most people live, voted Democratic. They voted for, in a sense, intelligence. Now, it speaks volumes when someone so flawed can get so many votes from people who do not like you. They only voted because of the seat, not because of the person that would have been in the seat. And as a person, I would say this to anyone, it's not just African Americans, but I'm saying it because I'm African American, and seeing Herschel Walker running as an African American, taking all that he's done. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. I want y'all to hear me very well. As long as you're black in America, you're going to be looked upon in a certain manner. As long as you're black in America, people are going to always see you as lesser, not greater. And if you get into office, and especially in a position of red, you're going to be looked upon as a Negro, I'm just going to use that kind word, who will do what we tell you to do. Now, people say that's just politics, period. It might be. But guess what? The blue has a tendency to hide it a little bit better than the red. You're right, Kevin. He did create the platform for himself, but that platform that was created because of the people who knew he was. Let me say this to you. It's like telling you that your stuff don't stink, but everybody's talking about your stuff stinks, hoping you get it just so they can use you, not because you earned it. I want you in life to ask the question, am I in a position that I've earned, or am I in a position that I've been given to be used? Because if your opinion, if who you are as a person is not really causing you to get the seat because you earned it, you're getting it because of your color or because who you can bring in, you're being used. If somebody's only with you because, let me say this, I see a lot of celebrities, right? And I see some of these people, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, that are not really that attractive, but they have the like dime woman on his arm, or you know it's money. And I ask the question, do you really love this person, or are you in love with the person can provide for you? People were loving Herschel Walker because he could provide them a seat so that the Senate would be 50-50, so they can have room on the floor for committees. They didn't like him because he was an educated black man who's made something for himself, been a great father for his children, has been an outstanding citizen in the community. No, he didn't even live in the state. His own son got on and said he tried to kill us and we had to run for our lives. All the various lies, and people say, oh, it's funny how things come up at inopportune times. No, they came up because they probably told him not to run and he ran anyway. You need to ask the question, am I fit for what I'm trying to do? Or is it being given to me as an opportunity to use me? And after it's used, I'm thrown away. Throw away after use. I'm going to show you something real quick, okay? I'm going to do this. I'm going to get out of here. So, I mean, I got these napkins, right? And these napkins haven't been used. But these napkins have been kept away for when I need to get one, wipe myself, and then I throw it away. That's what sometimes happens in our lives. People pull you out when they need you, only to use you, put the rest of the use aside, and then this paper towel was designed to be used, right? But how many of us are being used by design and not realizing it? It's a question that I ponder every day. When I was in ministry, in life itself, how many people are around you for what they can get from you versus who you are? They were only with Herschel Walker because of what they can get from him, not because of who he was. He hasn't ran the ball as far professional in Georgia since 1980. This is 2022. We're talking 42 years ago. And the best you can do is offer us somebody who did something 42 years ago. As a black man, I felt used. And I wasn't even the one running. that it was so bad that they never let Walker come back out, that you got to bring in senators from out of state to speak on his behalf. Wake up, guys, and ask the question, am I being used? I hate it because today he sits defeated. But how does Black America see us? How does America see us as Black, as African Americans? Do they see us as educated? Do they see us as someone who can articulate their words? Do they see us as one who will stand versus take insults? Do they see us as someone who is really qualified? The worst thing that ever happened to America was when President Obama became president, because when a Black educated man became president over a country who housed enslaved people, it sent a message that racism still lives. And we saw it here in Georgia in this election, big time. If you take off your glasses and really pay attention to the facts, they put a Black man against a Black man to get a Black vote. Because it was the Black people in Georgia, it was the Black people in Georgia that got Joe Biden elected. It was Stacey Abrams and the campaign that they put together that got Black America. And immediately after Biden won, they created new Jim Crow laws 2.0 in Georgia to come against voters. They came against voting on a Saturday after they reduced 9 days to 5 days to special election. And then they went to court to stop Saturday voting. Why am I saying all this? Because there was a Black man that was running for a position of oppression. Wake up, Georgia. Wake up, America. Racism is still here. And as African Americans, don't be used. Because if you become used, guess what's going to happen? You get thrown away. That's one of the reasons why God allowed me to start Odyssey Black. Because with the knowledge that I have, I've been in positions. I've worked for companies in the past. I've created things. I have a software right now that I created for the company I work for. And they wanted it. And when I wouldn't give it to them, it was maybe 2 months later, I ended up being laid off because I had came into their company and created a system that saved them money and gave them better productivity. But what happened after they got it? When they couldn't get my software, which was actually me, they let me go. People will use you. Yeah, you think because you get a paycheck that you're earning it? Some of us, if we be honest, we've been paid well under what we bring to the table and have been for years. And the moment you're used up, you get thrown away for someone paying less money, but you have created the system to create more money for them. God is bringing us to our own wealth. He's teaching us how to tap into who we are so that we're not used and thrown away. God has given us the resources and the means. If you go study your American history, African Americans is what built this country and the technology and the insight. Y'all better wake up and understand the power that we have. But as long as voter suppression takes place, as long as they keep putting pawns like Herschel Walker in place to represent us, it sends a clear signal that we are not taken seriously. Not all white America is not like that, but I'm talking about the system. We saw it really, really take place here in Georgia. After use, throw away. And I want us this morning, I'm not a fan of Herschel Walker, but I would be praying for him because I can only imagine waking up humiliated. Did he create it? Yeah, he got in, he bought in, he drank the Kool-Aid, and guess what? He's paying for it. And so Georgia and all around the world, wherever you're watching me from, I want you to wake up. I want you to make sure that you're not being used to only be discarded after you have been thrown away. Father God, I thank you for this morning, this this word. I thank you for those that are listening. And I pray, God, that, number one, you continue to open up opportunities for us, that you begin to give us platforms to stand on. I pray, God, that you would help the state of Georgia as we move forward. We come against racism. We've seen it in various means and places. We see the terrorist attacks upon our own people. And I pray, God, that you would protect us, give us greater insight and oversight to not be used, but to be pushed in a position that you birth companies from us, that you give us the revenue needed to stand on our own 2 feet without being used to make someone else rich while we accept crumbs from the table. I thank you for your people today. Bless everyone this Wednesday, I pray, in Jesus' name. Amen. I pray this message bless somebody. I hope it helped you to, see things from a different perspective. After use, throw away. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be used anymore. I'm not going to get thrown away. But God has put us in positions to where we can call the shots. All right. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Share this broadcast, somebody, please. If you would like to leave a comment, please leave one in the comment section. But share. And I'll see you soon, guys. Take care now. Be blessed. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.